5 times IshowSpeed got humbled and leveled up. What happens when one of the internet's most electrifying streamers hits a major setback? Does he fold under pressure, or does he bounce back stronger than ever? This is the story of IShowSpeed, the chaotic, unstoppable, and at times controversial entertainer who has taken the internet by storm. Millions know him for his wild energy, unpredictable streams, and viral moments. But behind all the madness are moments where Speed was humbled, tested, and forced to grow. Today, we're diving into 5 times IShowSpeed got humbled, and how each moment became a turning point that leveled him up into the legend we know today. Whether you're a die-hard Speed fan or just curious about the grind behind the chaos, this journey is packed with surprises, lessons, and pure entertainment. So buckle up, smash that like button, and let's get right into it. 1. The early roadblocks. Nobody watching, nobody caring before the fame, before the millions of subscribers, before entire stadiums chanted his name and global football icons acknowledged him. Speed was just another kid with a dream, a console, a cheap webcam, a crackly old headset. That was his entire setup. But what he lacked in gear, he made up for with sheer passion. Now picture this. You're streaming your heart out for hours, yelling, laughing, cracking jokes, raging at games, pouring out the exact same energy that one day would entertain millions. But in those early days, there was no audience. The viewer count barely hit 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 0. No donations popping up, no chat scrolling with excitement, no hype, no recognition, just silence. A lonely teenager talking into the void of the internet. For most people, that's where the story ends. That's the point where most aspiring creators quit. They shut the stream off, tell themselves it isn't worth it, and move on with life. But for Speed, that was the beginning. Instead of quitting, he treated every single stream as a practice ground, a laboratory where he tested everything: his timing, his humor, his wild reactions, his unpredictability. Those awkward nights with no audience were actually sharpening his skills. What viewers see now, the over-the-top celebrations, the screaming rages, the comedic genius hidden in chaos, wasn't an accident. It was forged in those humbling, lonely sessions when no one was watching. This is where lesson 1 comes in. Sometimes the hardest beginnings build the strongest foundations. Speed didn't give up when no one cared. He kept showing up. And that consistency, those hundreds of hours that seemed pointless at the time, planted the seeds for the explosive rise that came later. 2. The FIFA. Humbling, rage that went global. As Speed's following grew, so did the pressure. His clips started to go viral. His energy caught fire on TikTok. Suddenly thousands were watching live, but with a bigger audience comes bigger expectations. And one of the most humbling moments of his career came during a FIFA match. Anyone who has ever played FIFA knows it can push gamers to their absolute breaking point. Cheap goals, bad refereeing, lag, and opponents who love to rub it in. But when Speed played, things reached a whole new level. He got absolutely cooked. Conceded sloppy goals, defended poorly, lost in embarrassing fashion, and when it all came crashing down, Speed exploded. He screamed, he raged, he slammed his controller. He yelled things that only Speed could get away with. His meltdown was so raw, so unfiltered, that the internet turned it into instant comedy. Clips of him losing it spread everywhere. TikToks, YouTube edits, memes, reaction videos. Overnight, he became the face of FIFA rage. For some creators, that kind of embarrassment would have been the end. They would have hidden the footage, deleted the VOD, and hoped people forgot. But not Speed. He leaned into it. Instead of being ashamed, he doubled down. He trained harder, learned FIFA mechanics, practiced his gameplay, and made his rage part of the entertainment. The same guy who got laughed at for being terrible at FIFA turned himself into the most entertaining FIFA streamer in the world. And when he scored goals later, when he trash-talked opponents, when he celebrated like a superstar, it was that much sweeter, because fans remembered how badly he had once been humbled. This moment carried a powerful lesson. Losing in front of millions doesn't define you. How you bounce back does. And bounce back he did. Soon after, Speed wasn't just known for his rage, he was known for his resilience. He started drawing even bigger crowds, with people tuning in not only to watch his skills improve, but also to see if another legendary meltdown was on the horizon. His FIFA streams became unpredictable chaos, and that unpredictability kept fans glued to their screens. What could have destroyed him only made him stronger, and the FIFA humbling ended up being the spark that launched his brand into global stardom. 3. The controversial stream incident, a wake-up call. Not all humbling moments come from gameplay. Sometimes they don't involve a controller, a challenge, or a competitive match at all. Sometimes they come from your own mistakes, moments where your personality and words become bigger than the game itself. For IShowSpeed, being raw, unfiltered, and larger than life is part of what made him who he is. His energy, his chaos, and his unpredictability are the reasons millions tune in every day. But that same intensity, the very thing that turned him into an internet phenomenon, also landed him in serious hot water. One of the most humbling and controversial moments in his career came not from losing a match, but from losing control of himself during a live stream. In the heat of the moment, Speed crossed a line. His words and behavior went too far, sparking outrage almost instantly. The internet moves fast, and within minutes, social media was flooded with clips of the incident. Twitter threads lit up. YouTube commentators began dissecting it. TikTok flooded with reactions and remixes of the stream. What had started as another chaotic Speed broadcast quickly spiraled into a global debate. The criticism was fierce and unrelenting. People questioned his maturity. They questioned the influence he had over his young audience. They questioned whether he had any future left in streaming at all. To some, it looked like the end of his career. And truthfully, it could have been. Many creators have vanished after one bad moment. The internet isn't always forgiving. When millions of eyes are watching, one mistake can overshadow everything else you've ever done. For a young creator on the rise, this was a gut-check moment. But instead of disappearing or making excuses, Speed did something unexpected. He faced it. He went public with an apology, not hiding behind a statement or a PR team, but speaking directly to the fans and critics who demanded answers. He admitted he was wrong. He acknowledged the damage his words had caused, and he promised to do better, not just as a streamer but as a person. It was raw, it was uncomfortable, but it was real. Millions were watching, many of them ready to cancel him forever. But instead of losing everything, Speed gained something different: respect. Viewers saw humility in a way they hadn't before. They realized that behind the shouting, the jokes, and the over-the-top personality was someone who was human, someone who could make mistakes but also own them. This moment reshaped his career. It forced him to mature faster than he ever imagined. It made him rethink what it means to be an entertainer, to have influence, and to carry responsibility when so many young fans look up to you. Instead of being remembered only for controversy, he became a symbol of growth. 4. The technical failures. Turning frustration into comedy. There's a saying in the streaming world, the only guarantee is that something will go wrong. And for IShowSpeed, that statement couldn't be more true. Picture this. The countdown is ticking, chat is exploding, thousands of fans are refreshing their screens in anticipation. The energy is high, the hype is unmatched, and then, just like that, everything falls apart. The screen lags, frames drop like rain in a thunderstorm, and the audio sounds like it's been swallowed by a robot. What was supposed to be a flawless stream suddenly looks like a bad PowerPoint presentation. For most streamers, these moments are a nightmare, a disaster, the kind of situation that makes you want to shut off your PC, crawl under the desk, and question every life decision that led you there. But Speed, he's built differently. Instead of panicking, instead of letting the failure derail him, he flips the entire moment upside down. He doesn't hide his frustration, he exaggerates it, he screams, he flails, he makes faces so over the top that the very thing threatening to ruin the stream becomes the funniest part of it. Fans watching don't click away, they stay glued, laughing until their sides hurt. Think about it. When FIFA glitches out, Speed explodes. When his camera freezes mid-scream, it's comedy gold. When his stream crashes in the middle of an intense moment, his dramatic breakdown becomes a meme within minutes. And here's the genius part, he knows it's funny. He leans into it, he gives the audience exactly what they didn't know they needed: authentic chaos. And it doesn't stop there. His chat gets in on the joke. Thousands of fans start spamming emojis, writing captions, creating instant inside jokes out of every malfunction. Instead of seeing a technical issue as wasted time, they see it as bonus entertainment. The failure becomes part of the lore. That's rare. Most streamers lose momentum when their gear betrays them. Viewers get bored and leave. But Speed? He somehow gains momentum. His meltdowns become highlights. His glitches become TikTok edits. His mistakes go viral. Fans don't just tolerate the chaos, they crave it because it's real. It's raw. It's not a polished TV show. It's a young guy dealing with the same struggles every gamer faces, except he reacts in the most explosive, hilarious way possible. And here's where the real lesson comes in. You can't always control what happens to you, especially in the unpredictable world of live streaming, but you can always control how you react. Speed took what should have been pure frustration and turned it into his own brand of comedy. He didn't pretend to be perfect, he embraced the imperfection, and by doing so, he made himself more relatable than any big-budget, perfectly produced stream could ever hope to be. This is why his community is so loyal. They're not just watching for gameplay. They're not there for a flawless production. They're there for the realness, for the messy, chaotic, loud, unpredictable roller coaster that is IShowSpeed. They know that at any moment something could go wrong, and when it does, it's gonna be hilarious. So lesson 4 is simple but powerful. You can't always control the chaos, but you can control how you turn it into a story. Speed's ability to transform disaster into entertainment is a superpower, and it's a big reason why people stick with him. Through every crash, every freeze, and every ear-shattering scream, what could have been the end of a stream became the beginning of countless legendary moments. And that's the beauty of Speed. He doesn't just play through the game, he plays through the chaos. 5. Facing criticism over his style. Too much or just enough. Finally, we reach one of the toughest challenges any creator faces: criticism. IShowSpeed's style has always been unique, loud, chaotic, over the top. He barks, he screams, he dances, he explodes with energy in ways no one else dares. Millions love it, but not everyone. Some critics have called him too much. Some say he's annoying, obnoxious, or over the line. Imagine pouring everything you have into your content, only to be told that the very thing that makes you stand out is what people hate. For a young creator, that kind of criticism can crush your confidence. But once again, Speed didn't fold. He adapted, he learned balance, he kept the wildness, but also began showing another side: gratitude, honesty, even vulnerability. He opened up about struggles, he thanked his fans, he showed moments of humility behind all the chaos. And this balance only made him stronger. Because now, fans don't just see him as an entertainer, they see him as a person, someone real, someone relatable. Lesson 5. Growth doesn't mean losing yourself. It means evolving while staying true to who you are. Speed didn't abandon his chaotic style, he refined it. He became more than just a wild streamer, he became a figure people could connect to on a deeper level. Wrap up. And there you have it, 5 times IshowSpeed got humbled, from empty streams to FIFA meltdowns, from public controversy to technical disasters, from stinging criticism to personal growth. Each time he was knocked down, and each time he came back stronger. That's the real story of IShowSpeed. Every setback became fuel, every stumble became a step forward. Today, he isn't just a streamer, he's a symbol. A reminder that no matter how many times life humbles you, no matter how many times you get knocked down, you can always level up. So if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop a comment with your favorite Speed moment, or the biggest lesson his journey taught you. Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter the setback, keep leveling up.